So it's finally come to this Argyle. First, we are still stuck in this Taco Bell which reeks of bean burrito explosions, and now you want to get roasted like a spicy fajita taco salad? I mean, we're going up the big Vtubers. Do we really stand a chance?
Well, Cheems, you know we gotta do what we gotta do. I guess we won't be getting that buff cup. Buff cup. Why can I say buff? Buff pup. Okay, there we go. I guess we won't be getting that Buff Pup collab in the near future. I guess we're gonna be making Public Enemy #1 with the VTuber agencies. But you know I can't stand idly by with the VTuber drama, with Sinder drama. You know Sab Argyle's gotta do what he's gotta do. Because with Swag B, we stay frosty, we stay swaggy, and we expose the truth. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Avocados from Mexico!
The views expressed by me don't mean directing hate to the people that I talk about, and not even harassment. The only thing I'm trying to do in this is raise awareness to the community and point out flaws and improvements. I mean, it's something that we have to do as independents and as human beings. We have to expose and point out things to better improve the VTuber community. And some people don't want to do that. And some topics people don't want to discuss. Because when you start talking about big VTuber corporations trying to drag people through the mud, you probably think to yourself, oh, that's just conspiracy theory. That's just wild. That would never happen. These people, these VTubers I look up to, they would never do something like that. I mean, come on. But at the end of the day, they're humans. They're going to make mistakes. Some things that are happening in the background might be nefarious. Though when you tune into the streams of these people, they look so happy-going, or they might be serious, or they might be crying, and then you start getting played on with emotions. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at everything critically and with a sharp eye. And so that's what we're going to do. We're not trying to bring harassment. We're trying to bring clarity. And if I get backlash from these big VTubers that I'm about to talk about, or these corporations, this is going to be constructive criticism. So if you're going to try to come after me and try to drag my name through the mud, guess what? I don't really care. I'm an independent. I have such low views. So, and before anyone tries to say, oh, you're trying to make money off of this, I don't even earn a dime on YouTube. Not even X. Zero. When I do this, I just do this as a hobby. Unlike some other VTubers that make profits off of drama or profits to make money off of viewers. I don't do that. I'm here to have fun with my viewers, and that will always be the case. And at the end of the day, you decide for yourself with all the topics that I'm about to discuss. I'm not trying to make you believe a narrative. I'm not trying to make you conform to an opinion. I'm just giving my take on it, the stuff that I have researched, and things that I think might be beneficial. Before we get into it, I also want to talk to the Sinder fans, the ones that feel like they have no home. I would tell you to go to X, go support the Pyro Pup Center. They're trying to do an amazing thing, trying to bring the fans together so there's community again. And hopefully the Cinder Discord will be open soon, so that will help as well. But until then, go support the Pyro Pup Center. They're awesome. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
World Star! World Star, motherfucker! World Star, motherfucker!
So, regarding the Nanoless drama and her commissions, I'm just going to say that I've already seen the documents, I've seen the long text, and I've also seen proof, as we'll see right now, of the editing of Discord screenshots. And that's something I want to talk about commissioners going forward. I know Nanoless, as I've seen, has terms of service in regards to their commissions, like when somebody hires them or does something for them. When they contact Nanoless, they're basically agreeing to the terms of service. But the problem with that is that there's no contract. Like, the commission Fiverr. Fiverr has things to protect commissioners, and also the person that goes to them for a commission. The problem is relying on Discord communications for commissions. Screenshots, as we've seen, can be manipulated, and also it's a he said, she said thing. Screenshots can be manipulated. I think the problem and things that can be resolved for this is either using email or official commission services like Fiverr, or an actual document for an official contract. Now, I know, when people commission, it's regular in the VTubing business to just do the terms of service thing. But the problem is that when you run into the Nanoless situation and the supposed quote-unquote pressure of canceling contracts or canceling commissions, an official document or a service like Fiverr would easily dismiss all of this, because at the end of the day, when you have Fiverr between you and the commissioner, or you have an official contract with the said commissioner, you basically have a legal contract there. So you can't run into these things where I'm going to force you to cancel this person's commission and focus on me instead. No, you have a legal contract. So basically, if somebody tries to do that, you can take them to court for that. So I think in the VTubing world, you don't need to rely on verbal or text agreement, especially on Discord. If you think, oh, I'm just going to type this thing on Discord and I'm going to hope that, they'll keep their word. Look, I've done commissions for these prominent VTubers. We've been friends. They can't possibly manipulate me or anything. That's ridiculous. I think that even if you've been friends with somebody and you trust them, you should still keep that thing of, okay, I'm getting a commission from you. Let's do a contract and say you're going to do this in this amount of time, and I'm going to give you some leeway in the contract as well, that if you need some more time. Or basically use Fiverr or some other commission site to do this. I don't understand this thing of, I'm going to rely on your word, or we're friends, so you can't possibly manipulate me. No, I don't believe that entirely. And also too, with the Nanoless thing, with her document, the problem is that if it's happened for a long time, why bring it up now? And the problem is why would you make yourself suffer through this? I understand the burnout. I understand feeling scared of people. But the problem is that if something is happening, you should nip it in the bud quickly. And I think Nanoless, dealing with this for a long time and putting up with it, like I said, I think official contracts, real documentation, not just screenshots, would have solved this entirely. I'm not going to dwell on this topic for a long time, because at the end of the day, it's just simple. Get a contract, go to a site like Fiverr, and get it done. So that way, if quote-unquote redacted is trying to pressure you to cancel this prominent VTuber's contract or commission, you basically have a legal document, or you have a place like Fiverr where you can be like, okay, this person's trying to, we don't even have to go there, because if you have a place like Fiverr, there's really nothing Redacted could do if you're on there. So yeah, we're just not going to dwell on this topic a long time. On to the next one. We're going to get to the meat and bones now.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Ah yes, the VTuber Corporation theory. Now, I'm not Alex Jones now, so don't get that in your head.
What do I do, Lord?
But there are some things I want you to think about. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is that Sinder was a part of Mythic Talent, but I guess they're not now. I guess they're independent now, because after being dragged through the mud like this, they have no choice. Which, Sinder, if you ever watch this, stay independent. Don't go to these agencies. But why I say VTuber Corporation theory? Well, you already know who the biggest criticizer of Sinder has been. That's right. The Womp Womp. You know, Shylily. I hate to do this, Shylily. I really do. You know, I love the Womp Womp name. I do. I have it in my Discord. The Womp Womp brings Womp Womps of fun to everything. But I'm sorry, Whale, we're gonna have to do a Wellerman Moby Dick on you. So why I bring up Shylily? Well, Shylily is part of Mythic Talent. Sinder was part of Mythic Talent as well. And you can kind of see the competition between a prominent VTuber and another prominent VTuber. And then you also have, if you look at the Sinder apology, you have comments from, oh my gosh, Mythic Talent people like Lucy Pyre, Camila, Nukes Taku, which Nukes Taku is just a major cringe lord. I mean, bro, you're not relevant anymore. Just go into the shadow realm. You're not popular anymore. But I digress. You got Kenji. You got Skuchan. You got Neurosama. You got False Eve D. You got Neanners. You got Fifi. You got Vey. You got Saburay, or whatever the fuck. You can kind of see where this is going, where Mythic Talent has basically ganged up on Sinder. And you also have people that are not part of Mythic Talent, but they're independents that have been linked to Mythic Talent, like Cha-Cha, Vey, Vshojo, Mora, and Megalodon. Now, if you think it's just Mythic Talent entirely, you're wrong. You have Vshojo, you have Zentreya, and you also have independents that are linked to Vshojo as well, like Shoto, Sanson, and, oh my gosh, Megalodon again. Okay, yeah, alright. And then you have United Talent, Bao. I think the biggest thing, too, is you have Vchiban as well. You have Buffpup, as we're going to see shortly in this video. Buffpup has been one of the biggest people that has made a pretty big, I say, follower base. But I digress. We'll be talking about that later. But I also want to give some examples of why I think the VTuber corporations basically acting on their interests and their popularity in regards to pushing Sinder out from Mythic Talent. And when Sinder gets popular, they want to bring up these things and say, oh, this has been happening for a few years behind your back, guys. Cinder's so bad, she's been doing this forever. Okay. Let's just... Alright, you say that. But let's not pull under the rug that Mythic Talent, VTubers, the Vchiban, the Vshojo haven't made a profit off of this. But it's basically views. So, in followers, So here's some screenshots. You can see Shylily. She made a lot of views and followers off of her video about Sinder. You have other people that have gone up in followers due to this drama. I don't think it's a coincidence that these people used drama to get more views and more PR, which Buffpup, yeah, PR stunt? Yeah, I think we got a PR stunt going on right now. All these people, part of the big VTuber corporations, gained views and followers. And I'm just going to say, I think income too, because these people, when they put out videos talking about, oh, the Sinder, how she was so bad, of how her boyfriend and her manipulated Nanoless, they're making profit off of it. They're making profit. And look back at these people's videos. They have promotions still in their videos. They have their latest merchandise being promoted. And so, yeah, and also look for yourself at each of these people who put out a response for the Sinder drama. It's almost Mythic count people when they reacted. It was almost the same day for Vshojo and Vchiban and United Talent. They put out the same things too. It's you have all these corporations into one that are using drama as a PR. I wouldn't be surprised if Shylily was getting a little bit of jealous of Sinder's popularity, especially with the V cards. I think that was a big thing that people pointed out, where it looked like Sinder was in the promotion, looked a little bit more popular, and Shylily was kind of like on the back burner. I'm not going to get into the V card a lot. I'm just going to say that these VTuber corporations that profit off of VTubing in general, I think VTubing now for them has become less of a hobby and more of profits, and exploiting people with more merchandise and more merchandise and more merchandise. It's good. Now, I'm not saying merchandise and profit is bad, but when it starts to be the drive, which a lot of these VTuber corporations, they drive off of profits. It's big profits. And yeah, when it starts to become less of a hobby and more of profits, and also this cat fight between Shylily and Sinder, then it's not a hobby anymore. It's just basic cat fighting. The thing I don't get about these people is that if you're friends with them, if you're best friends, if all of you are best friends, and you saying, oh, we got betrayed by Sinder because Sinder was such a nice friend, and now that we see all these quote-unquote Discord things happening, oh my gosh, Sinder was such a mean person. Well, hold on a second. If you're best friends with Sinder, why can't these things, especially with Nanoless, why can't these things be dealt privately? Why does it have to be exposed to the world, exposed to people, exposed to where Sinder now is, her views on both Twitch, on YouTube, on basically every social platform is being dropped like flies? What happened to people resolving things privately and not making it public? I guess I'm just not as popular as these people to understand what goes on in the VTubing world. But I think if you're friends with these people, it should be done privately, face to face, and say, okay, what's going on? What's going on, Sinder? What's going on, Redacted? What's going on, Nanoless? Talk to me. What's going on? All these documents, these Google Docs, which I've seen, Google Docky. Okay, Minecraft meme, cringe. Let's just stop that, all right? Cringe. Solve these things privately. That's all I'm going to say. Solve it privately. Don't expose it to the public to gain PR, views, followers, and doing these like a Mean Girl movie. Oh my gosh, did you see what Sinder did? Oh my gosh, she's just the trash friend. Look at her manipulation, her gaslighting. These Pyropups deserve better than what they're seeing. It's such BS. I'm not gonna harp on this too much. Point is, solve it privately. These VTuber corporations are nothing more than just getting all these VTubers together to make profit off of them. And also to make them in line. Because, as an independent, you're free to do what you want to do. But with these agencies, you have to walk the line. It's all for profits. It's all for the views, the merchandise. And if you get out of line, or if you fall out of place or are not in line with us, then we banish you to the Shadow Realm, just like we did with Sinder. Sinder gets too popular. Shylily's like, not on my watch. So, yeah. Independent VTubers, if you're watching this and you ever get a contract from these people, I'm just going to tell you right now, please, for the love of God, do not sign up for these corporations. Because they're going to put you into a contract, and you're going to have to walk the walk and talk the talk. And if you start to get... if you don't make enough videos, you're going to get the... what is it? The shark. The shark that just graduated. My gosh, I can't even remember her name. Oh my gosh, my mind is drawing a blank. Oh gosh, I don't even know her name. You know it. Let's just move on to the next topic.
See, every dog has its day, dog. When a big dog goes in a bone.
Ah yes, the topic that I wanted to get to the most. In this corner of the ring, we have Buffpup. In this corner of the ring, we have Sinder. Alright, so let's get into it. Maybe you already know about Buffpup's video regarding this when she got on that day, along with other VTubers at the same time, coincidentally. Shocker. We're going to debunk Buffpup's video first. First off, we're going to do clip 1. When she talks about the Pyropups being long-lost cousins. Roll film!
I also wrote here that I said I've always said that the Pyropups were like long-lost cousins. And I meant that. I don't know why I wrote that, but it's true.
So, the Pyropups are long-lost cousins. Okay. Problem is that Pyropups are Cinder's fans. And... I don't think that the Pyropups, after you kind of said fuck you to Sinder, I don't think the Pyropups consider themselves long-lost cousins to you, Buffpup. Now, I know some of them that are probably emotional after all this, that they probably do see themselves as long-lost cousins. Pyropups are Cinder's fans. You have your fans, she has her fans. So why do you see them as long-lost cousins? I don't get that. But, like I said, you formulate your opinion on what she meant by this. And also, you don't know why you wrote it? Okay, that's kind of weird too. You don't know why you wrote it. But anyways, I digress. Let's talk about how she used this video to use the VTuber corporations as, and also the big names from all this drama, to basically steer Pyropups in a different direction on who they should follow.
I want you guys to know that whoever you guys end up like finding solace in, not only are we here for you guys, but I know that like Numi and like Bao and Nano and everybody that streams is here for you guys as well. So I don't want you guys to think that you don't have anywhere to go.
Alright, so she mentions 3 names. Numi, Bao, and Nano. Huh, interesting that she mentions Bao, who, again, as we already know, is a part of a VTubing agency. Nano, why would people even Well, first of all, why would people that want to go to streamers go to Nano, who is a commissioner? That just seems weird. And also, again, Numi. Okay, so you mentioned 3 prominent YouTubers. Problem is that you can't really tell these people to... You're telling the Pyropups to basically, oh, Cinder's just trash. Go follow these people instead. That's mind-blowing. And the fact, Buffpup, that you don't want Cinder, it seems like too that you don't want Cinder to even change. It's just like, well, we're gonna get into that, but it seems like you don't want her to change. You just want her to basically disappear from the VTuber realm, to never be seen again, because what she did was unforgivable. But I digress. Next topic we're going to talk about is using the reaction video for Vchiban promotion and profit, including AiCandii, which we're also, and also Stardust Skate, which, here we go, roll film. Let's see.
Candy. Oh, you guys are fucked up. Also, I'm sorry, Candy. I know that you're probably crying because I'm crying, because you cry every time I cry, and I just want to say I'm sorry that I'm probably doing that to you in advance, because I know that you're probably sitting there crying, being a little baby with me.
All right. So back up the truck. Candy is crying with you, and okay, then why did they put this in chat? 10% off at checkout with Buffplug. Okay, so again, we're using a emotional video to promote yourself. Oh, Candy, I know you're crying with me, but 10% off at checkout with Buffplug. I know you guys are upset with Cinder, but check out Stardust Skate. I mean, exclamation point skate. It's ridiculous. And why I think this is such bullshit is, okay, if you're gonna put out a video, an emotional video, get rid of the fucking promotions. I mean, seriously, get rid of the fucking promotions in the video. You can do the promotions in another video, but doing promotions in a serious video, I'm sorry guys that this is happening to you. 10% off at checkout with Buffplug. Stardust Skate. Hey guys, did you hear about Stardust Skate? I know that we're dragging Cinder through the mud, but check out Stardust Skate. 10% off at checkout with Buffplug. It's I can't even wrap my head around that. You're promoting stuff in a serious video. If you took the time before putting out this video to get rid of that, to be like, hey guys, okay, this is serious. No promotions right now. No nothing right now. This is serious. We're going to address the point. No, it's not that. And, it's hard to see through this with how fast the chat goes. It's like spam of the pups. Like, oh, we're here for you. Blah, 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 blah. It's hard to see this, but yeah, I saw it. It's disgusting. All right, let's move on.
Trauma bonding. Dude, I do that way too often. I don't need to keep doing that.
Huh. Trauma bonding. That's interesting that she picks out that one chat out of the flood of chats to discuss that and says, I gotta work on that. I do that. I gotta work on that. Huh. Wow, it looks like Cinder's not the only toxic person. Mr. Meme Frog, tell me what the definition of trauma bonding is and why it's so toxic.
Trauma bonding is a phenomenon that occurs when an individual forms an emotional attachment to someone who has repeatedly abused them, often in a cyclical pattern of abuse followed by positive reinforcement. This bond can be particularly strong in abusive relationships, where the abuser alternates between extreme affection and extreme violence in repeated cycles. Trauma bonding is bad for mental health because it can lead to a range of negative outcomes. Victims may experience intense distress when they leave the relationship, suffer from low self-esteem, and are more likely to return to their abuser.
Exactly. So, Buffpup, it looks like you have a little bit of problems as well. And it looks like that chat, thank you, chatter, for actually pointing that out. You have a problem with trauma bonding. And it's interesting that this video comes out. And it also seems as a bit of trauma bonding as well. So, Buffpup, I think maybe your relationship too might have a little bit of trauma bonding. Maybe. I just thought it was interesting that she picked that out of so many chats to talk about. All right, next topic.
So I have a point here that says, I'm sickened and fucking disgusted about this behavior. It's not something that happened overnight. It's happened over years. That's my first point. To say I'm disappointed is like such a light word I'm fucking grossed out. Like, really, I just feel not good. I feel icky. I feel like the insides of me are like tar. I feel gross, and I'm pretty livid about this stuff. For her to post a block of text where 3/4 of it is just explaining her side, aka PR move, and then the first "I'm sorry" is 5 pages down. It's fucking pathetic. Fucking stupid, dude.
Again, this has happened over the years, so why have you not talked about it now? And you're just using this video now and this Cinder drama to say, oh, guys, it's happened over the years. It's happened over the years. Why not have dealt with it then, and now you're dealing with it now? It's the same thing with Nanoless. If you've been enduring this for so many years, why bring it up now? When Buffpup talks about block of text, didn't Nanoless do that as well in a Google Doc? Or as one person in the comment said, Google Docky, which like I said again, Minecraft, cringe, meme, drop it, please. You're losing brain cells. I'm losing brain cells from it. When you say about a block of text, all these other people that have put out documents talking about Cinder, they have a block of text too. They didn't do the quote unquote, like you say, I screwed up, I'm sorry, like a sentence. Why not criticize them for putting out Google Docs block of text? It just seems ridiculous. It seems like, oh, when Cinder does it, it's bad, but when Nanoless and these other people do it, they're scot-free because they're the victims of trauma and drama, and as in Nanoless's thing, being burned out. Well, Nanoless, again, with the Nanoless situation, Nanoless, if you're burned out, then maybe just take a break from everything. Or say, sorry, I can't do commissions. Again, we're talking about the same thing, but still. Why is it bad for Cinder to do a block of text with an apology, and yet when Nanoless and others do blocks of text, then it's okay? I don't know, man. It just seems weird. It's funny, Buff, that you mentioned PR moves when it comes to Cinder, but as we discussed with the VTuber corporations, it seems like not everyone at Vchiban, but seems like some VTubers at Vchiban, United Talent, the Mythic Talent, it seems like in Vshojo, it seems like everybody banded together and it's like, you know what, Cinder was part of Mythic Talent, and we all need to band together and put shame on Cinder. That seems like more of a PR move than Cinder. I don't know, Buff. Seems like more of your PR moves and a lot of other big VTuber corporation that did this PR move. But I digress. Let's go on to the next thing.
When it comes to Cinder in particular, as you guys know, me and a lot of other people have been nothing but, I would say, kind to her. Even after all of the whispers that we've heard, that ended up being true, by the way. We still were nice to her because, like, whispers don't mean shit. All right. When people say things behind the scenes, it don't mean shit. And I don't really give a fuck what I hear. I'd rather just meet you in person and be like, hey, girl, how are you? What's going on with you? Are you a good person? Cool. Sounds good in my book, because I don't fucking believe whispers. OK, I believe things that are told to me to my face. All right.
It's almost laughable, Buff, that you talk about. I don't believe in whispers, even though, oh, these whispers were true. It's kind of weird that you don't believe in whispers, but yet, oh, these whispers were true. But you also say that you're more into talking to the person face to face. Mano a mano, pup to pup, werewolf to Cinder. Why not talk to Cinder in person about all this instead of putting out in public? Why not? It's the same thing with Nanoless. Why didn't Nanoless talk to Cinder face to face in private, saying, and also to Cinder's boyfriend, Redacted, saying, this stuff has been going on and we just need to talk about this. In fact, with everybody, with every drama that happens, why not privately deal with this privately instead of broadcasting it to the world? I don't know why it was broadcast to the world, why Nanoless wanted to put this out in public in the first place, And why Buff, if she's not into whispers, aka cringe Discord screenshots, then why not say, hey, to Nanoless, say, hey, Nanoless, how about you talk to Sinder in private and get this stuff resolved? Or if Buff, if you have a disagreement with Sinder and everything, why not handle it privately? Again, PR move. It looks good for VTuber corporations, including Mythic Talent, to discredit these people publicly so that they could be brushed under the rug, so that people like Shylily can be the social hierarchy, the better VTuber, and then put Sinder into ashes. I don't know, man. Just seems weird. You know, I'll give an example about how this could have been done privately. Me, as an independent VTuber, I had a problem with a particular person who was also my best friend for years. But when I heard that my best friend was bullying another friend of mine, did I go on X, or did I go on Twitch, or do I go on YouTube and call these people out and say, hey, this person did this mean stuff to my friend, therefore I'm going to expose them and drag their name through the mud? No. I handled it privately, and I kicked them out of my friend group. Nobody knew about it publicly. I just disassociated with the friend. I put them down, I removed them, end of discussion. But I don't know, man. Maybe independent VTubers, when they have their dramas, it's different where we can handle stuff privately. But for people like you who are with a VTuber corporation, everything just has to be aired out like dirty laundry. I don't get that. There used to be a time when people weren't famous that you handled things privately. Let's go back to when you were a kid, or when anybody of us was a kid, and we had a problem on the playground. Did we yell at the top of our lungs to others around us about our problems? No, we went to a teacher, or we handled it privately. Again, maybe big corporations, and when you make it big, that putting all this stuff out publicly is better for PR and to take people like Sinder and their followers and be like, I know you've been dragged through the mud and I know you've been betrayed by Sinder, but we're always welcoming. Follow us instead of Sinder. And it's basically worked. I mean, look at Cinder's views, look at her subscribers, look at her followers. Losing it by the millions. Who gains them? Shylily, Buffpup, all these other people. So, yeah, man, I think it's just scummy. I think we're done bashing Buffpup. Or, actually, let's not say bashing. Constructive criticism. Because this is not me saying it, Buff. These are your own words saying it. So, let's move on to the biggest problem.
It's not fair.
So, I think we've gotten to the major topic of this, and I think this applies to everybody in the VTuber community. The parasocial problem, or pandemic, as I say. Let's look at the definition of parasocial.
Involving or relating to a connection between a person and someone they do not know personally. For example, a famous person or a character in a book.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of parasocial issues, and it spread like wildfire after the Sinder drama. For example, you have a lot of Sinder fans who Sinder has taken a hiatus. She hasn't posted in over a month. And you see Cinder's fans really wanting her to return. I've seen comments like, Sinder, please just come back. Please just come back. We forgive you for everything. Just please come back. That's basically like begging. Like, oh my gosh, we can. And I've seen even people that are Sinder fans that can't even emotionally get through their day with Sinder being on a hiatus like this. That's a problem when a VTuber that gets so emotionally attached to you, or you get so emotionally attached to the VTuber that you can't go on with your life, you can't go on with work, you can't go on with hobbies. That's a problem. Like, I like other VTubers. I like Smug Anna. I like Buffpup. I like all these other people. But do you see me, like, if they ever took a break, me crashing down into a ball of flames because they're not active. No, I'm going about with my day. That's the problem with Parasocial when it comes to VTubers, is that you got a problem. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is a problem when I'm relying too much emotionally on this VTuber that I can't get through my day. You got to learn from that. That's becoming an addiction. You got to learn from that. You know, the humorous examples for me are, I've experienced this too, with a couple of people like Burrito Queen, Buffpup, Cha-Cha, and Fifi. When I first got into watching VTubers, that kind of crept in as well for me, where I was like, oh my gosh, these people, they're so awesome. But when I started seeing red flags, when I started into an obsession, I knew as an adult to, okay, this is going beyond the scope of being a fan. You gotta pull back. And for me, it was easy, but for others, it's sometimes not, because some people have mental issues. Some people have attachment issues. Maybe they're going through something and they need a VTuber to kind of be there for them. Again, I'm not going to try to be the guru thinking I know how to solve that. I'm just pointing out what's going on. Another thing that needs to be addressed with the parasocial issue is some VTubers that fuel this. Certain VTubers. I'm talking about, and I like these VTubers too, but it's starting to become a problem that they don't seem to understand. You have VTubers like Fifi, Project Melody, all these other VTubers.
He was right. And then I started seeing it everywhere I looked. Everywhere I looked, all these fucking pricks. Everywhere I looked, doing the exact same fucking thing. Over and over and over and over and over again.
Only you can answer that. Only people that speak out about it can maybe improve on it. Parasocial is going to be a problem that is going to get worse and worse and worse over the years. And I think it's going to be a very serious problem that will erupt like a bomb. And if these VTubers don't start addressing it, it's the same thing when VTubers like them get girlfriends or boyfriends or get into relationships. They can't disclose it because these people that are parasocial would see that as devastating. It would shatter their world completely. So these people have to play a role. That's why they can't talk about it. That's why if you watched Buffpup's video that we just talked about, it is no secret that Buffpup and Shia are together. That was a shocker to me just because of how Shia's personality is and Buffpup's personality. I don't get that. I'm happy for them. But the problem is that you have to keep it quiet because if it got out, it would shatter people's worlds entirely. I've seen, and sometimes it's not the case, I've seen independent VTubers that do have boyfriends and girlfriends, and they make it public. Some people get mad, but they don't care. But VTubing agencies, when you're part of them, it's just like the K-pop and being a movie star. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about relationships because these corporations are fueling off of people's emotions, fueling off of the relationship ASMR, relationship manipulation, where these VTubers, these fans that are overly obsessed, see them as not a social influencer, but somebody that, oh my gosh, if I donate this much money, if I buy this much merch, if I give them all the love and praise, maybe they'll notice me. That's a problem. It needs to be addressed. I've said enough on it. Let's go to the final topic. Obviously, I hope that the information presented here has helped you, has kind of opened your eyes and mind to some theories that I have, and hopefully this can help Sinder come back and have her name cleared. Of course, it's an emotional topic that I discuss. I know there's going to be hate that comes from it, from a lot of these VTubers fans, if this video gets popular. If it doesn't, I don't care. I've said my piece. But for Sinder's fans, the Pyropups, Sinder needs time to heal from being dragged in the mud. Seriously. It's going to probably take therapy for her. It's probably going to take a long time for her to heal from this because she's probably getting a lot of hate. The fans need to realize that. If you feel like you have nowhere else to go to the Pyro Pup Center on X. Seriously. That is the Pyro Pup Center. They are trying to bring the community back together until she comes back. We don't know when she's going to come back, but they are trying to do an awesome thing. So yeah, go check them out. But one thing I will say to Cinder's fans, don't leave her. I know all this drama has made you distrustful of her. Everybody needs second chances. Everybody needs forgiveness. Don't fall into the mentality of Buffpup where it's like, these people don't deserve forgiveness. Friendship is over entirely. People deserve second chances. I don't care who they are, they deserve second chances. Cinder didn't go out and oof anybody. She didn't do something that requires jail time. She didn't do that. It was just some petty, stupid things that could have been solved by contracts and things being settled privately. But don't let big VTuber corporations steer you away from being a fan of her. Stick with her. Stick with her. People deserve second chances. Don't let these VTuber corporations take you away from who you are a fan of in the first place. And also, again, for independent VTubers, stay away from corporations, VTuber corporations, because it's like signing a contract with somebody that doesn't care about you. They only care about profits, and you better stay in this lane. It's a shame when Amelie, when her independence, when she signed for a VTubing agency, I think was wrong. But at the end of the day, people can do whatever they want. But I just think it's bad. That's why I've always said that I will never sign up for an agency. Never, ever. I don't care if it doesn't, signing with an agency gains your popularity and boosts you. I think being independent is an awesome thing. You're your own person when it comes to that. And also, don't let emotions get in the way of truth. And don't let it manipulate you. I can't say for certain if Bao was crying crocodile tears when she did her video. Again, I think things like this need to be done privately, need to be resolved privately, so you're not having to be an emotional mess on stream. I don't know when people decided that handling things privately couldn't be done, that just had to be aired out like dirty laundry. But yeah, don't let emotions manipulate you. Don't bring hate to the people that I've mentioned. This is just an eye-opening thing for people, and it's a topic that needed to be discussed, and a new opinion and new theories had to be resolved on this. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, Pyropups, go to the Pyro Pup Center, and hopefully Cinder will come back like a phoenix from the ashes and rise and be a better person. And hopefully Buffpup and these VTuber corporations hopefully will change. It seems highly unlikely that they'll change, but for Cinder, I think she'll come back better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay frosty, stay swaggy, and I will see you.
You need to stop everything. This needs to stop now.
And also, I'm saving this for last because I think the people that do this deserve last. Because I think, as you can see, with the Cinder drama, we have people that I like to call clout chasers and content slop. These people just want to make, these thumbnails like, she's done. Oh, look at this drama. Oh, this drama explained in 2 minutes. Basically, YouTube short for people that don't have enough brain cells to watch a video. It's like, here's the Cinder drama in 2 minutes. Or, this legendary YouTuber got exposed as a psychopath. Or all these stupid cringe lord thumbnails. And also the cringe titles like, it's over. Or in Shylily's situation, it's just business. It's cringe. It's mega cringe. You people should fucking feel bad for being this cringe when it comes to farming the Cinder drama for clout and YouTube revenue. Which, it's ironic because people will probably say with my video, you're just clout chasing or you're making revenue. Bro, just look at my videos and you tell me, do they have enough views to do clout chasing? I don't care how many subscribers or views from this video. I'm only putting out one, which these other people like to put out 1, 5, 10, 20, thousands of videos about Sinder drama because it gets them views. And yeah, it's mega cringe and you should fucking feel bad for yourself. Bitch.